It's scary to watch someone you love confront failure, death, fear of going insane.
It's what it was really like. It was crazy.
I was making it on the crest of the acclaim of the Godfather films.
Every day, 100 problems. But I don't know what I'm doing.
I said, "Who is this Willard?" And Francis looked me square in the eye and he said, "He's you."
Brando agreed to $1 million a week.
Are they seriously saying that Marlon would not show up?
It was like you were in a dream.
I was not in the greatest of shape.
Just do what I ask.
Marty's had a heart attack.
I really had him close call.
Film is not about Vietnam. It is Vietnam.
Redo it.
Thank you.
Take two.
Yeah, exactly. James, I was looking up when it came out.
It was 1972.
I had it. I did actually have it written on here in my little notes because we talked about the conversation which Rialto was putting out there as well, right? And another collaboration between Rialto and American Zoetrope, right?
Yeah, we've had a very good run with Rialto since Apocalypse, in 2019. And the conversation, we did conversation twice because it just came out again last year for the 4K restoration. And when we talked in 2020, it was for the film release.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So.
Amazing. Well, right. Okay. Well, we missed an opportunity last year. Fax Bahr, it's really nice to meet you. Thank you for doing this.
Absolutely. Thank you, Adam.
What a treat. I'm very excited to talk to you. The one surviving member of the triumvirate, right? That directed Hearts of Darkness.
Yes, sadly.
Yeah. That had to be hard last year to lose Eleanor.
Yeah.
Go ahead, either person.
James.
Yeah.
Probably.
We knew she was bad early on in fall of 2024, but she sort of rebounded, and it was lucky because we had some really good time to do stuff with her that she wanted to tie up loose ends and give us time to give us perspective of what was important for her, and working on a lot of her films that she did in the 70s and 90s and just restore a lot of them. And she got to see some of them. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to see Hearts of Darkness.
Right, this restored version, what she would have.
She knew we were doing it, but she.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about today. Just we're talking about a stunning new 4K restoration of Hearts of Darkness, yes, and it's currently screening right as we speak here on this. We're talking on the July 2nd. This will go up ASAP, but it is currently they're screening it at Film Forum in New York City.
Film Forum will start on July 4th. We have.
Why does it say in my notes?
You're probably referring to Apocalypse Now, the Roadshow version, which we.
That's what it was. Okay.
Film Forum 2 weeks before Hearts of Darkness.
See. Yeah. That makes sense that this would follow that. Okay. Yeah. So I just started to conflate away like crazy here in my haste. I apologize, but I'm glad to be corrected. How is it for you, Fax, to revisit this documentary? This is I'm going to guess something that has been always there, like a passenger.
Yes. People are always, oh, you did that?
Yeah, right. Well, you're a comedy writer, right? So you're for films and television. You're probably generally known for your writing, your collaboration with Adam Small, right? All those times.
Yes. That was the bread and butter. But my heart was always in Apocalypse Now. People have always been highly complimentary about it, and it's certainly got legs, and I think it stands up well, and it's something I'm very proud of.
Where's the man himself in the midst of all this, James? Is he
as he always, he's head is always in a different project.
Sure.
Different things, cooking up different things he wants to do. So he's one that never rests, never sleeps.
Right. What did he have something was there like a some sort of expression or some sort of statement about this particular restoration that or something that you remember him saying about this Hearts of Darkness? And I mean, I imagine also like what's his relationship with this story? Either, you can both talk about that, because that it's
well, it was always an awkward relationship with it, and because it really shows an awkward side of him, the brutal, raw reality of what it took for him to make the art that he wanted, or tell the story he wanted to do. So it's sort of I don't know, he sort of sees it as a sort of an ugly look at himself. And, I think he's come to a better point understanding why it's necessary and why it's a good documentary. But it's just taken a while to just kind of sit and look back at it. I don't know how many people can look at their worst moment, their lowest moment in life and really appreciate that. I think he just sort of cringes a bit.
He said to us while we were putting it together, he said, when I first met with him, he said, look,
yes.
He goes, I don't care if you show me with my shirt off or swearing or,
right. Yeah.
My hair disheveled. This isn't a vanity project. He said, just tell it truthfully. Make sure you tell it truthfully. And that was kind of my mantra as I walked through it. And he was complimentary when we screened it for him. He thought it was quite good.
Back in,
this was 1991.
Wow. Yeah.
We've been talking a lot about this recently, Fax and I, but it was just, there's just those moments where, saying, Marty is not dead until I say he's dead, and that's always something. Is like I can't believe I said that, and it's taken sort of out of context, because it was sort of, people don't really realize, and looking at all of Francis's films, press, the studios are all, wanting him to fail. The press loves just eating any bad news and feeding that machine of just, okay, it's Francis's experiment, or he's gone crazy again, or this is going to blow up, and the studio going, what the hell's happening in the Philippines? We got to shut it down. So those are the moments where he's saying, okay, I need to control this. Let's not let rumor take control. Let's not let people who act on what may not actually be happening over here. So let's just wait until we see what's going on before we release anything.
I get Fax.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's told us that he's uncomfortable with the way that was. I mean, I think we tried anyway in the film to show how hostile the press was.
Why though? Like, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, when it came out, because it sounds like, as James was kind of touching on, like people were prepared. Is it that classic thing? We love to see people fall, like, our stars fall, and like after Godfather 2, he just, the world was his, right? I mean,
well, in the course of 3-4 years, he'd done both Godfathers and The Conversation. I mean,
right.
You just can't. That is that's a hitting streak that I don't know if any filmmaker has really accomplished that. And then following that, Apocalypse, it's, So I think, and the way he did it was so revolutionary, and he was really breaking a lot of standards and a lot of norms. And I think that's, fodder for a press that, looking for headlines and looking for readers and looking for clicks. They weren't clicks at the time, but
right.
they were happy to report all of the difficulties that were going on. And so that's where Francis was coming from when he said that. He was saying, look, the rumors could shut me down, and I'm whatever it was at that point, $20 million of my own money into this thing. And he was panicking, as anybody would. He hadn't finished the film yet.
Right, of course, right. It's a very, very warts and all diary of the making of Apocalypse Now, and his.
And I would say, not to interrupt, but
interrupt
to Ellie's credit, she was able to cover those warts and all without shying away with it.
Yes, fierce. Let's talk about that.
And it's amazing to her credit, that she is the filmmaker, she's the documentarian, she's covering this, and she didn't shy away from not turning off the camera. And in most places, we would say, okay, I don't want to show my husband in that way or anything. So
right,
she's like, no, this is the best thing to show what it really takes. If you're really your heart's in making this film or making art, this is what it takes. You can go to that extreme. You may, be uncomfortable about getting to that edge. You may not like what you get, but to Francis, he's willing to take himself to that edge.
Yeah, it's one thing to make a film about somebody who you're not close to that is so transparent, and might actually like ruffle the feathers of the people you're following. But for it to be somebody who you're married to, it's hard to imagine. But Fax, you were there, and do you feel like, was there ever a sense that she had to be like support her husband and take a kind of a back seat on the relationship, and that this was her moment?
I don't know if
backseat in the sense of support, like just be, because he was like on top of the world, right? And he was creating these masterpieces, and this was their time, and he was the one who was doing it at that time. I don't know what their relationship.
I think he gave her the assignment, document this project, and she took it extremely seriously. And she's a great filmmaker, and so she did it.
Yeah. I could hear her feeling that she would recoil with ever being sent back seat. She would never say she ever took the back seat to anything. She did what she wanted. Francis's career may have gone in a different direction than they both thought it would go. They both thought they would be small filmmakers doing small arty films. But Godfather sent that in a different direction. But right. Ellie continued being the artist and filmmaker she wanted to do and tell the story she wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Fax.
Well, I think she, I think she separated herself from being a wife, and she was a documentarian, and she recorded everything. And the great thing was nobody could ever have gotten the audio that she got or the intimacy that she was able to record, but Ellie. And I've told this story before, but sort of the big revelation that I had as a filmmaker when all the footage came down from Zoetrope was 80 hours and cans of 16 millimeter work print. Everything was on 16. We cut it on 16 on a flatbed. And she had, there was a shoebox, and it was just, I opened it up, there was just dates on these cassette tapes. And Francis said, there's a new way that he was innovating some new thing, and everyone had a tape recorder, and they were tape recording, and different departments would give their notes, in audio and hand off the tape to somebody else. So there were tape recorders all over, and so Ellie just put on the tape recorder late at night while Francis was freaking out about whatever the daily disaster was, and his own, I think, difficulties with grasping the meaning of the project. And she just recorded it. and when I heard those recordings, I was like, oh my God, this is such an incredible view of an artist in the midst of making a masterpiece, but in the throes of self-doubt and,
Right. Tortured,
yeah, as all artists really are.
Yeah. And how was she tortured?
But she
I
tortured.
did not get the sense that she was a tortured artist. I think she had, I mean, this is, James knows her much better than I do, but I got the sense she was a little zen about about the whole zoetrope experience. There's a quote there's a bite in the film where she says, we had this big house and this money was coming in and we were throwing parties all the time. And I didn't care about any of that. I wouldn't have cared if it had all gone away. And I was like, wow, really? Yeah. I mean, here you are entertaining, the elite of the film world, and you have this beautiful place. And she was like, I just want to make art.
And that's what I saw. It was a beautiful relationship between the two, Francis and Ellie, is that they were complete opposites in personality. She was zen. She was more relaxed. So she took things at strides, but she didn't let things worry if the house was going to be auctioned off. After Zoetrope Studios had won from the Hard and everything was being auctioned off, like, we were given a good luxury in the beginning, but I came from nothing. Yeah,
we'll move to an apartment, whatever.
Yeah, we'll just let it ride and see where it takes us.
Yeah, that's a rare quality.
She was just a lovely soul. I mean, really, I just really enjoyed every time I spoke with her, and she was very gentle, I would say, and quietly. I mean, would send cuts all the time, and she would give her notes. Her notes were never like, "Why did you do this?" It was always like, "Well, I think you might want to rethink, this scene," or, she was just a wonderful collaborator.
Yeah, she was very fastidious too, though. There's a couple stories. One, when I first met her, every Christmas she would, buy gifts, and she would wrap every single one, and people would help her around doing it. But if they weren't doing it right, she said, "No, that's not how she worked at a department store and she learned how to wrap and tie those ribbons." She was very meticulous on how it had to be perfect. And it was the same thing. She would do these concept commercials or in this inspiration of Joseph Beuys of Art for Art's Sake, and where the act of peeling a potato, and she took a moment to doing a documentary of a gentleman peeling a potato, and she said, if that's what you enjoy, you really get into doing it, that's art. Just the simple act of doing that one thing, people are doing that every day. Just simple things, what they enjoy, cooking or whatever. Sure. That's your art, and that's your passion. Do it to greatness.
Yes, right. Give it your all, and don't hold back. Right. Well, the third person we're leaving out of this is George Hickenlooper, who is not with us either. But can you describe what you three, how you work together?
Sure. So when I took the film on, it was the only project I had. And I'd been working on it for maybe, I don't know, a year and a half, quite a while. And we were cutting away. We had one editor, but I was offered a job on In Living Color as a staff writer. Right. And while I was doing the film, and I think, I don't know, I made like 10 grand for doing Hearts of Darkness over the course of 2 years. So I was basically working for pennies an hour because it was so very complicated. And this was a chance to get in the union, and I love sketch comedy. So I went to Zaloom in Mayfield and said, "Can I do this?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's a great opportunity, go for it." So I did it, but as I did it, the hours of coming up with Homie the Clown sketches and Fire Marshal Bill sketches it was so horrendous. Yeah. And I would get up at, meet Michael Greer in the editing room at 6:30 in the morning and work till like 9:30 and give him notes. And then I'd hurry off to In Living Color. So it was like you're in Vietnam breakfast and then you're in like hip hop sketch comedy land all day until literally 2:00 in the morning. So it just became, we were falling behind. And so, interviewed some people, and George Hickenlooper, I interviewed him, and I thought he was a very good filmmaker. And we brought a second editor, Jay Miracle, in. And so George took over some of the editing of the film, and Michael and I worked, and Jay and and George work together.
Thank you. Yeah, it's amazing. Once again, I just want to mention this is a new 4K restoration of Hearts of Darkness, a Filmmakers Apocalypse, which is about to have a theatrical in New York City at Film Forum starting July 4th, right through the holiday weekend into the following week. And it's right on the heels of James, a theatrical of Apocalypse?
The Apocalypse Now Roadshow.
Roadshow.
Which is the 79 version, but it
Right.
doesn't have end credits. And Francis always liked the Roadshow version, the presentation, making an event where people would go and get a program.
I see.
So we printed out sort of the original 79 program to hand out to people.
It's it's so amazing that there is an audience still for all this stuff, right? I mean, there has to be a demand the amount of work and money that's going into these projects.
Yeah. I was talking to Rialto today, and we have a couple still sold out shows of Apocalypse now in New York. They had 2 great weeks. People are turning up at Monday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon. It's great that the people are coming up.
It is.
It's also great that, what's fun about Francis, the experimentation of creating new cuts over while I've been here for 20 years with Francis. We've had 3 different cuts of Apocalypse Now, 2 cuts of Outsiders, and 1 from the heart. People, you see who's passionate about what film, what version they saw. Those fans get rabid and get very passionate about it, which is great because that's the best thing we can do to preserve these films. And we've allowed it to have sort of its own space to be out there, so people can gravitate to find out what version of the film means to them. And each person, like Outsiders, the complete novel, depends on what generation saw what version of the film. They'll tell you. He's I can't stand the 2005 version. I tell you why. I love the original. That's great, and I'm glad they're so passionate to have that discussion. So,
could I also just say, as a testament to Francis, that I think he views these projects as living works. They don't, they're not set in amber, and put on a shelf. They evolve. He tries different things. He experiments. He exposes them to audiences. And I just think it's a wonderful, can't think of another filmmaker who treats their work like that. And it just is a different approach to film.
That's a great point.
It certainly does let it breathe. The 79 version, he always thought in the back then it was weird. It was weird enough, so it was hard for him to cut it a longer version. And it took him 30 years to say, okay, let's try it again. Let's see. Maybe it's not so weird. So I'll throw everything into it, and make it the complete, make Redux sort of the complete version. And of course, people were very passionate, French Plantation or what, and they have their opinions about that, which is great. And then the final cut comes out just to sort of be that Goldilocks version sort of a hybrid between the two. But what Fax says is true. It's like storytelling for him evolves. There's no one way to tell the same story. You could tell the story in different ways, and for different generations, just change it a little, and people engage with it a little bit differently.
Right. Well, it seems like between Apocalypse Now and Hearts of Darkness, it's just still a very, very relevant and potent film. It really warrants multiple watches over the years, and it just doesn't ever get dated in any way.
What's nice about Apocalypse Now is it's sections. It's built in sections, and you feel fulfilled. You could step in at any point and leave at any point, and you feel like, okay, I'm really satisfied watching that, like the Ride of the Valkyrie sequence. It's just beautiful how it was designed and crafted in that way.
Yeah. Well, I thank you both for making some time and to discuss Hearts Hearts of Darkness, which was really one of the best, most entertaining documentaries that has, I think, been made to date. And my partner teaches it along with Hearts of Darkness, the Joseph Conrad novel, which started it all. And she shows that documentary to her films. Fax.
Oh, that's great. Oh, thank you. That's a high compliment.
Would you ever have thought?
Could I just say one other thing? Just something
as many things as you want
in support of this, and to James's credit and Rialto's credit, that it really is a beautiful restoration. I mean, it's worth seeing because, she shot it on 16 negative, and I don't know. James can speak to when we first released it, but it just, it was fine. It was sort of flat. I never really saw the depth of the cinematography and the beauty of it, and there was in such a beautiful place. And so these guys have really done a spectacular job, and it's worth seeing. I urge people to go and see this 4K restoration in the theater because it's really a wonderful. It's a different experience.
Even if you have seen it, it is a different experience. So you've never seen it look this way, so I appreciate it.
Yes, yeah. Where can people go? Do they go to the Rialto website maybe if they want to see where other screenings?
Rialto will be the perfect place to go and tell you where it's coming locally. They'll keep a schedule of the bookings around the country, but I believe on July 18th is when it will go sort of wide and make it available around the country.
And if you want to see it, call your local theater and demand.
There you go.
There you go.
Yes,
even in Cleveland, go for it.
Especially Cleveland. But even the multiplexes are often, depending, I guess, on a number of issues, but they are often holding sometimes a room for such screenings. And it's worth requesting or getting a bunch of people to come and request it because these are films that require theatrical screening as opposed to watching it on some, small screen at home or what have you. So, but I really appreciate it, and I love the work you guys have done and are doing. So, thank you for coming back on Filmwax. I mean it. It's great to talk to you again, James, and I hope we can continue this. Again, have another conversation.
At least it's not COVID this time. We let that.
Well, COVID was not. It was a double-edged sword, mostly bad. I would have to agree with you, but also it gave me the opportunity to I was ready to get out of the big city and move up to a more serene lifestyle up here in the up in the Hudson Valley. So nice. where I met this professor.
Wonderful.
Yeah, turned out
Maybe
okay.
we'll talk again when we release Hearts of Darkness Redux. This was
don't tease that.
Yeah.
Poor James.
Yeah. Just had a heart attack.
I don't know. I think he probably thrives off this.
Give me a new cut. We'll do it.
Exactly. All right. Well, guys, thanks again. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Adam. Take care.
Same here. Brilliant.